you dare to struggle, you dare to win. If you dare not, if you dare to struggle, you dare to win. If you dare not to struggle, then goddamn it, you don't deserve to win. Let me say peace to you if you're willing to fight for it. Let me say it in the spirit of liberation. I've been gone for a while.
It's cold, yes. Hope the words don't freeze before they get out of my mouth. We are going to address some issues this evening, probably about the historical significance of our journey. It seems as though everywhere we went as a people, black people, we took information and we helped everybody with their civilization. The East Indians, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Europeans, unfortunately. We introduced civilizations in medicine, archaeology, and physics, and astrology, and mathematics, and chemistry, and biology to everyone. And unfortunately, we have been mistaken as someone or a group of people who just love to give, love God so much that we just love to give. And so people say, well, let's take advantage of that love they have and turn it against them. So the very thing that makes us powerful is the very thing that they use to destroy us. So they give us something else to love. Their money, their trinkets, their computers, their cell phones. They're always giving us something else to love other than ourselves, which gets us in a lot of trouble. Nonetheless, we are, of course, deteriorating at a fast rate, and that's because we have some emotional problems. It's not more or less a scientific reason for what's going on with us. It's an emotional problem. People eat for emotional reasons. They don't eat because scientifically they need some vitamin A or vitamin D or calcium. They eat for emotional reasons. If you damage the people enough, you can get them to eat anything. A pig's tail, a donkey's tail, an ox's tail, a foot. You can get them to eat anything because they're emotionally damaged. They can't see clearly what they're doing. And that's what our major problem is. It's not a matter of information, it's a matter of being emotionally connected to ourselves and know that our body is so precious that we have no right to destroy it. So we've been disconnected emotionally from our bodies, so therefore we don't care about our bodies. And all the science in all the world cannot do that. It can't repair that kind of damage. You can't solve an emotional problem with intellect. Emotional problems are solved by emotions. Japanese problems are solved by Japanese. African problems are solved by Africans. It's kind of logical. So you cannot solve an emotional problem with intellect. It does not work. So learning about the pyramids and all those great things that we have done mean nothing because we're not emotionally attached to it. I don't hear about that slavery. That's what bad did. We won't talk about that stuff. We have no emotional connection to these ancestors who died so we can sit in these chairs. You need to care about that. Because when we came to Barbados, to Jamaica, to Trinidad, to South America, to North America, we brought Africa with us. We brought this information, we brought herbal information, medical information. People were buying doctors. This is historically correct. A lot of us were brought to certain parts of the world because we had scientific information. We weren't brought to the Caribbean, South America, North America because we had labor. We were brought because we had science. We brought the technology of irrigation. They can't run a plantation without irrigation systems and sloops. We brought that technology. The natives there did not have it. They came to Africa for science. They told you it was for labor. People always tell you, they tell you, look east, you turn around, look west. No, they needed the science. If you want to build a good culture, you get someone from a good culture to build it. So they said that we want to build a civilization, let's get some people to know how to build one. They got our teachers, they got our chemists, they got our doctors, our nurses, and they structured their civilization off of it. And they're still using our science today. They still use it. Man invented the Windows program, the black man. The man invented this internet, black men. The laptop, the weed whacker. They're still using our technology. The lady who designed the space program and the spaceship was black. The lady who tested it was black. Who designed the toilet, they're still using our technology, but then they can turn around and say, you're stupid. You're not educated. You're not smart. But our science is what runs this world. And the science of eating, some kind of way we've lost that science. So we eat emotionally. Because we're angry. We eat salt, because salt is a form of anger. We're the largest consumers of salt in the world. Salt on potato chips, salt on grapefruit. We put salt on everything because salt represents anger and frustration, you see. We emotionally eat. Creamy foods associated with nurturing. We don't have the ability to nurture ourselves and love ourselves, so we like creamy stuff. Creamy candy bars, ice cream, something that resembles breast milk. We want to be nurtured, you see. We emotionally eat because we are starving emotionally. That's what we look for all the time. You call it love, but love is emotion too, you see. So we're still searching for emotions in the wrong places with the wrong people. We were so busy looking at the icing, we forgot about the cake. So we got to go back and look at this cake. We got to look at the science of it all. We are emotionally driven, we're emotionally handicapped, we're emotionally castrated. That's why we buy CDs, because they're emotional. That's why we go to the movies, because it's emotional. That's why we look at TV, because it's emotional. That's why we buy cars, because it's emotional. They know what kind of car you want to buy. The engineers put it together for the psychologists to approve it. That if the car looks like a penis, they'll buy it. Because we have been, our manhood has been taken away, you see. Oh yes. That's why we sag our pants. Experiment done in New Jersey in the prison system. That's where they invented sagging. Turn it around backwards, it spells niggers. You see? It's emotional. I have no manhood, so I'm going to drop my drawers. Everybody else is sticking it to me, you might as well stick it to me too. It's emotional. And we're expressing that emotional damage and while we wear clothes. In the area where I was once a hostage, a psychotherapist, there's certain behaviors that you cannot change in an animal or in an insect or in a mineral. These things are fixed reactions, you see. Like you breathe out and you breathe in, that's fixed. You can't change that. Certain things you can't change. So when you're growing and developing as a baby, you cling to your mother. That's called a clinging response. And from then on, whenever you like somebody, you cling to them. You give them a hug. Hey, it's nice meeting you. You give them a hug. That's the clinging response that started when you were a child. And the other thing is rooting the nipple. The baby sucks on the mother's breast. We call it rooting the nipple.